Hello, my security brothers and sisters, and welcome again to another episode of Radio Check 5 by 5, 5 by 5. Always your host and security officer, David Herndon, on duty and at your service. Before I start today's topic, I want to apologize to yesterday. Brief ending interruption of my last episode. It was episode 11. I was in the middle of my always ranting and yelling. And the door was knocked. My exterminator knocked on the door at the middle of my podcast, so I kind of had to end it quick. Yeah, that kind of sucked. But so the ending of the podcast is a bit not my normal ending that I normally do. So once again, I apologize for that. Didn't I know the exterminator was going to come that early? And I mean, glad they came. They come like once a month, so that's good. But I didn't know they was going to come that early. So I apologize for that, my brothers and sisters. I didn't know that was going to happen. So the ending is a little bit weird. Once again, I apologize for that. But good morning. Hope everybody having a good shift, had a good shift, home safely, or, working hard, doing your 7 to 3s or your 8 to 4s. Either way, have a great tour. Be safe as always. My topic today is, worst security companies or jobs you ever worked. Ever. Like, that'd be like the worst security company or the worst security job. It could be a post or whatever, assignment. Definitely company or job. Like, what was your worst you ever worked? I can tell you it was a few. But the worst post I ever had was on a roof in somewhere in Chelsea in some building. And it was U.S. security, and they put me on some kind of roof. It was really windy and cold, and it wasn't that cold, but it was just an awkward post. I didn't know why I was up there. I can't remember why I was up there. It was so dumb, and like the guards that were in that building, I don't know if they like hated me or didn't like my ass. But none of them didn't help me. None of them barely gave me a break. It was just a really bullshit post, and it pissed me off. I don't know why they gave me that post, but it is what it is. That's how it is in this field. But yeah, that was, I think, one of the worst posts I think I ever had. And next to maybe a loading dock with all these rats. But I think the roof still beats that. That thing was, and I was there for like 12 hours. I remember it was somewhere in Chelsea. It was somewhere near Chelsea, and I was on a roof. And I just don't know why. I can't remember the season. I don't know if it was winter or it was spring. I know it was like nippy out there. It was brisk, but I don't think it was winter. It's probably in between. But nevertheless, it was a fucked up post. I hated it. I was pissed at the company for doing that to me. And it's before they had me down in Trinity, and I finally got unionized and all that. So I was still bouncing around. I was still a floater. And that was one of the worst jobs I took as a floater. I didn't know. It's like, they never give you the details until you get there. And this is back in the days. Once again, there's no cell phones. I mean, it's go on your answer machine. And, they call you on your landline, so you answer the phone or you got your message through the answer machine. And then, you go, okay, you take the job and get there, and he like realizes a freaking roof. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, that was one of the worst jobs, or assignments I took that I really didn't like. The worst company I ever worked for, And like I said, this goes for in-house or even contract security. It's really, they don't have to be contract. It could be in-house. But it's a tie with the worst company I ever worked for. I was going to say Security USA. That company is beyond garbage. It's just so bad. It's such a bad company. Such a real bad company. It's bad. And if you guys ever worked for that company, it's really bad. But I'm going to truly, as bad as that company was, I'm going to truly say, I'm going to top it off. Just getting off the phone with one of my homies. And we both don't work there no more, but Mount Sinai. And if anyone want to work for a hospital as a security officer, I think I mentioned them before in the previous podcast episodes. I think this is episode 12 now. Mount Sinai is by far the worst. Yeah, I said it. Fuck them. Fuck them, Mount Sinai. Fuck them. Worst company I ever worked for in my entire life. Worst security. I mean, like I said, they were in-house. And you would think in-house is like the shit and all that. No, they were garbage. They were so fucking mismanaged and disorganized. It just was garbage. They lied from jump just to lure you in. And they'll tell you, oh yeah, we would pay you this much. I mean, which they did, night differential and all that. But they were supposed to get paid every week. We get there is every 2 weeks. It's for have 1 weekend on, 1 weekend off. We get there, you get hired. Oh no, you work the weekends. You didn't get no, like they do the bait and switch so fucking good. It's not even funny. And till today, it's still, I'm still gonna bitch about them probably until the day I die. That is the worst company I ever worked for in security. If anybody ever want to work a hospital job, I'm going to tell you right now, do not work a hospital job. I wish I was live with this, but I was, just in case I was live and I get an interruption. That's why I'm kind of like not live today. Tomorrow I'll definitely be live. But yeah, do not work for Mount Sinai. They was horrible. Anyhow, I mean, I'm not going to compare all hospital security. Maybe one might be better than the other, but I'm at the point now, I think they all the same. I'm sorry, I've been scarred. I think all hospital security is the same. I think they all run by the same playbook with the mandates, the fucking mandates. Oh, you got to stay, y'all. They had this thing where you get mandated. So you on post and you're a supervisor or shift supervisor, whoever's in charge at that moment, will come up to you, sweet talk you for a bit, and then, oh, yeah, you've been mandated, and walks away. What the fuck? And literally that means that after your 8-hour shift is over, you got to stay for an additional 8 hours, then go home, and then come back. Are you fucking serious? This is bullshit. And that was horrible. They didn't care about if you had a family. They didn't care if you have kids or not. You could have a sick parent, and you got to take care of. They didn't care. And no care in the world. The way they ran their emergency room was horrible. It was almost heartbreaking to see those people suffering, and those nurses didn't care. The doctors didn't care. It was complete. It was just, I'd never worked anything like that in my life. You constantly, the post they had was like you're in the emergency room dealing with the junkies, the heroin addicts, the most fucked up shit in life. You gotta sit there and wrestle with these motherfuckers, putting your life on the line. Now, don't get me wrong. What I do as a bouncer is not putting my life on the line, but every once in a while you gotta get physical. I can deal with every once in a while. And it's not bad. I know that's part of the job, And 9 out of 10 times where I work at, most of the drunken compatriots or whatever are compliant. They really were. They'll like bitch and moan, but they're getting out the bar, or they're getting out the hotel or whatever. I mean, like I said, you got a team to help you. I mean, it's not as bad. So that's why I don't complain. Mount Sinai, you doing that shit on a regular. On a fucking regular. Like you literally, you know, wrestling with people who spit in your face, don't know what they got. We live in a world of COVID now. I mean, so like now you gotta get yourself tested and fuck COVID, AIDS, herpes, whatever. Now you gotta get yourself tested, you know? So this shit, you definitely is your life on the line on that shit every day. And you're in the back of the emergency room, people pissing on each other and shitting on each other and trying to grab you. Oh, it's never worked anything like that in my life. You know, never did. It was just, yeah, that is the top of top. That wins the titles championship of the worst security company I've ever worked for. Ever. I don't think nothing's going to beat that. It's like Trump, the worst president ever. Ain't nothing going to beat him. He's holding a title that will never be taken. Not for a very long time unless we get a president 10 times worse than him, which I don't think in our lifetime we ain't going to live to see it. At least I know I won't. But that's how I felt, you know. This is by far, and here's the sad thing. I was previously warned by a friend, but you know, it's one of those like in the back of your mind, it's a hospital job. It's union. Yeah, it's just gotta be great. And yeah, let me tell you about the union. There was no union. You know, they went there was some kind of union dispute. The fuck was that about? You know, like everything they said was a lie. Everything they said was an absolute fucking lie. So yeah, anybody's applying for Mount Sinai right now, please don't. Withdraw your application. Go to someplace better. You know, yeah, I said it. Fuck them. You know, yeah, because they were horrible. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. I'm ranting and yelling right now. I want to hear from you guys. What was the what was the worst company or job in the security field you ever did or worked? Yeah, let me know. Drop me a line. Drop me comments. On my anywhere, my Instagram, anywhere you can drop a comment. Definitely drop me a comment. Let me know what was the worst company you truly ever worked for, because this is a hard. Yeah, it was horrible. I couldn't. You know, it was just so. That's how bad it was, and yeah, those are the two worst companies I ever worked for. Yeah. Mount Sinai was this complete garbage. And then you did a lot of non-security shit in that place that we had no business doing. Number one, going into the morgue. Why the fuck are we going into the morgue? Why are you giving us keys to go into the morgue? Accessing medical records in some big old medical record facility part. That was the security's duties. Are you fucking serious? I am not a doctor nor knowledge of medical anything. So why the fuck I want to go into, you know, looking up medical records? I don't think that's our job. Going into the radiation part, you gotta wear like a hazmat. All this shit was not security. There were people for that that's highly trained to do this shit. You know, like, this is why I don't get, like, this is why I'm like, you have security, but you did nothing in security but like go for work. You know, just, I did not understand. Like I said, especially the morgue shit, signing off for dead bodies. I don't think that's security's job. And I mean, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But as a security officer, my brothers and sisters, we ain't signing off on dead bodies. Are you fucking serious? So, yeah, I didn't understand that shit. I truly did not understand that shit. It was so many stuff, like, you know, dealing with the mental patients. There was a part of the hospital, it was the 7th floor, I think it was called 7G. and it was nothing but the nuts up there, and you gotta deal with that. And like just send the methadone clinic in there, yeah, all that shit you gotta deal with. I mean, I was thinking I was gonna be like doing regular patrolling. That was my mindset. That's why I wanted nights. I said, let me work nights. I signed up for nights. I thought I was gonna be doing regular patrolling, walking around, patrolling the area. Normal shit, they sit for a little bit and I don't mind standing. I don't mind walking around. I actually prefer it because you won't be so bored, But I thought I'd be doing patrolling and stuff, I ain't gonna be wrestling with people with hypodermic needles and they're spitting at you. One guy got a sandwich thrown at him. I think that was his first day on the job. And he got a sandwich thrown at him. He said, fuck that. He literally quit. He said, nope, this shit is not for me. So, yeah, we all should listen to him. I think I was still new. Cause I only stayed there for about a month or two. I think, yeah. My homegirl, she stayed a little longer. Yeah, then she finally fucking said, fuck this, and she bounced. Yeah, this shit's crazy. My wife from Jump said, I think yeah, all right. I'm ahead of myself. So the hiring process goes like this. The hoops they got you jumping through is unbelievable for a job that's only paying $22.50 an hour. And don't get me wrong, it's none of these that it's pretty good, especially getting paid every 2 weeks, which you're supposed to be getting paid every week. Whatever. Fuck them. $22.50 an hour. They're asking for your high school diploma, which that's the first time in my entire life any company ever asked for that shit. So I had to look for this bitch. Like literally look for this high school diploma. I ain't know what the fuck that shit was at. So we finally found it, made a copy, something else, a couple of my degrees they were looking for. All right, I made a couple of copies of those. And then they email you back, oh, it's not good enough. Where's this? So many hoops you gotta jump through. Finally, you go through all the fucking hoops. Boom. And you get there. Like I said, you were thinking you were going to get one thing, union, all this shit. They're in the middle of a union dispute, so there's no union because they fired the last union they had. First, I thought it was like $11.99 union. I was all excited about that, and it wasn't. So I was like, fuck. So there was like some mom and pop union that they fired, and now that the whole fucking thing has no union. So we're sitting there, we're stuck. My friend, and I met her on the job. Like, she's really cool. Like, me and her still friends to today. And she, it's only a few months ago, but nevertheless, like, she was really cool. And but my wife said, I already hate this company. And mind you, I didn't even get hired yet. And she already had a bad feeling. This company is garbage. Well, once again, I wasn't listening to nobody. I was all like, yeah, but it's this union, and this and that, and this is going to be a good job. And, I can get this going, It's going to work. Yeah. And this shit was, all sorts of hot shit garbage mess. It was fucked up. So, yeah, I'm there now. The assignment they had you do is you did something called valuables. So you go into the patient's room and you take you go through their wallet, you take their wallet, take their money, you itemize it and you see what they got by dollars, cents, and all that shit. I've been in hospitals many times in my life. Like anybody have. Been in hospitals for this or that, third, whatever. I've never seen that shit done to me by any security guard. I'm keeping this shit real. If it ever happened to you, let me know. Once again, hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you know me personally. Text me, call me. I've been in hospitals before. Perfect example. When my twins were being born. My wife is at the hospital, and the nurses came in and they itemized your stuff. They put it all in the bag, and it really wasn't like a tedious, like every little thing they itemized. They just put it in the bag, zipping it up, and they gave it to you. Boom. We'll hold on to this. That was cool. You know, everything was mostly in your room though. They didn't put it in no spot before. This shit has never heard. I just never seen this shit before. But there was no security officer coming into our room, like asking us what's what. Do you have this? Do you have that? I just when we had to do that at this hospital, I was like, I never did this before in any hospital. I never seen this before in any hospital. So they have you do so much unnecessary shit for security for that little money. I'm sorry. And it's just like, I mean, once again, $22.50 is not nothing to laugh about. You know, it's not bad money. Especially, once again, I talked about that in my last podcast. I mean, guards are getting paid pretty good, decent money. Starting pays are excellent now these days. And it's great, you know, that we're getting paid this money. That being said, this wasn't worth it. You know, this wasn't worth the bullshit we had to go through, all this bullshit. So I'm at the point in my life, I'd rather make more and do less. And I'm keeping that real. I mean, if you think that sounds lazy, I don't know, I'm sorry. I'd rather do less and get paid more. Cause I got 24 years in this field. I don't want to work hard no more. I really don't. I want to take it easy. I want to chill. Make some pretty good, decent money and call it a day. Go home to my family. This place, you was battling, you was fighting, you doing all sorts of unnecessary shit. I mean, doing shit that I think that doctors or nurses are supposed to be doing. You know, we're not supposed to be holding down. You had disorderlies. At least I don't know if they exist anymore. But I mean, but you have people that's highly trained to hold down a person that's unstable, and they irate and they're flipping. They're going absolutely batshit crazy. Nurses gotta administrate the medication to calm them down. Oh, excuse me. I don't think security is supposed to be doing that. Security is not supposed to be holding them down. I know it might sound stupid, but I mean, back in the day, they used to have disorderlies for that. I mean, security is supposed to be there, you know, but like that's too much high risk for that kind of money. And then I gotta try to go home. It was just ridiculous. Ridiculous, you know. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. And even with the cops that used to go in there, had the cops go in there, you know, they leave their guns in the safe, whatever, they're going to the CPAP, I think it's called CPAP spot. We were doing all the physically holding down. Cops was just sitting down chilling, you know, and I used to tell the cops, y'all don't have to do that? No, it's not our job. We're supposed to be here just, you know, like a deterrence. They had what they call paid detail, I think it's called. Paid detail, because that's what it's called. You know, the lieutenants will moonlight, act like security guards, but they're working for NYPD. They didn't do shit, and they was getting paid God knows ridiculous money, but they didn't do nothing. They literally, I talked to one of the lieutenants. He was a very nice guy. I really forgot his name, but he was a very, very nice guy. And he broke it down to me. I'm over here at CPAP. That's one of the posts I was at, and he was like, he said, "No, I'm not. I have orders to never engage." I said, "What?" He said, "Yep, we don't engage. We here just for deterrence." Like they see like a uniform police officer is one of those like, okay, shit won't pop off all too much. And I believe that. I said, "Oh shit." He said, "We're here just for deterrence. You know, just for like, you know, that presence of, oh, there's an officer in the building. Let me not fuck up. Let me not act too crazy." You know, so I'm like, but you're the one with the gun. Shit pop off. I'd rather have you deal with this shit than me unarmed with no gun. And, you know, just some rubber gloves in my hands. This is some bullshit. I just didn't understand it. That's all. So, I don't get it. What do you guys think? What is your opinion? Like, and what besides your opinion, if I'm wrong or not, wrong or right, I should say, please let me know. I'm serious, you know. And guys who know me personally, text me, hit me up on social media. Yeah, I definitely want to know you guys' opinion. But this is crazy. This was absolutely some crazy shit. Um, yeah, I just never understood why they were there if they wasn't really not supposed to engage. This is why I'm saying, like, Mount Sinai did too much. Too much. They wanted you to do too much. For that kind of money, we should be getting more. 30 tops. 30 tops. If you want me to act that kind of crazy with my life on the line, 30 tops and give me some kind of fucking vest. Something that can stop motherfuckers from getting stabbed through or something. Because niggas, shit was crazy. This shit was crazy. Like I said, I was very mad at myself for getting lured into that bullshit, but I mean, that's how they got you. It really was the bait and switch. It was the bait and switch. And most companies do it. Sometimes you can see it before they do it. This one hit it so well. And the glamour of it. I mean, who don't want to work for a hospital? It's like, oh my God, it's union, benefits. So that's the thing about it. But then they get you and you get screwed. And that's really wrong. They owe my homegirl money still. They haven't even paid her money. And it's crazy, Yeah, my wife hated that spot for me to be there, so she's happy I'm gone. That's all. Yeah, they had mandates. My bad, I'm all over the place. But it's the reason why I had, this was my last final draw. They have mandates, so they mandated me once. I said no. I said I'm not doing. If you turn down 2 mandates or 3 mandates, I forgot, they fire you. You can't turn down a mandate. If you turn it down, they literally let you go. Like, you can't say no if you want to go home. And here's the fucked up thing about this. Like, you work 12 to 8 or 11 to 7. I think my schedule was like 11:30 to 7:30 or some shit like that. And they knew what they were doing. By 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, like 6:15, they'll come around. And that's when they start asking, oh, yeah, you've been mandated. You've been mandated, and you gotta stay. You have to stay. And you can't say no. If you say no, they write you up. Say no again, they write you up. Say no one more time, they fire you. I think I said no twice. So here comes Lloyd, he's the director of security, and he's bringing me into the office. Why you turn down the mandate? First of all, this man did not know how to talk to nobody. He was so fucked up. It's not even funny. So he turned down, he come up to me, why you turn down the mandate? Sure, you know from the beginning, and we told you in the interview. And I know what they said. I just didn't fucking care because you're not mandating me. I want to go home, And you have every right to say no, You have every right. You go on to the next person, or you're supposed to stay. You're the supervisor. If you can't find none of your guards, you gotta stay. That's what a supervisor does. I've been a supervisor. There are times that I had to walk around and ask guards, can you stay? They say, no, guess what? My ass gotta stay. Because why? I'm supervisor. I have to stay. If nobody on your shift, on your tour of your team, and all of them say no, guess what? You got a whole post. As a supervisor, you got a whole post until a proper relief comes. That's why I hated reliefs. I can't do reliefs no more. But but the proper relief comes. This was garbage, And so he calls me into the office, and I told him that I turned him down. I don't want to do no mandates. I got a family to go home to. I'm tired. I want to go home. So. Got a sneeze coming. I'm trying to hold it in. So, anyway, I want to go home. He was mad. Oh, you can't do this. He gives me a paper to sign, a report, write. Give me the reason why. The statement. Yeah, it was like a statement thing. Give me a reason why you turned down a mandate. It was like 2 different. I turned it down twice. He gave me 2 different ones. So I said, all right, went back to my post. And I was going to write the reason. I thought about it. I said, fuck that. I wrote my letter. And I resigned. I literally wrote my letter and I literally resigned. Get right back to him and said, Dad, today's my last fucking day. Fuck y'all. I was the happiest one. I said, fuck this. And I'm not coming back. Take the power back. Yeah, y'all ain't firing me. I quit. A professor from John Jay, and I went for my CPP one time. And he told me a really good lesson one time. He said, how do you fire your boss? You quit. So I always loved that saying. So I says, fuck that. I quit, So take the power back. Don't ever let these guys try to strong arm you or fearmonger you or like, we're going to fire you, because they can't do shit. They need you more than you need them. So fuck them. You fire your boss and you find something better. Because I already know I could, because, I got experience. So, they were the worst. Second worst company was Security USA. Brief on them real quick. It's just, they had a system when you get relieved, with a number system. So they say, you came in at number 2. You was the second one relieved if there was like more than 2 people coming in. You came in at number 4. Obviously, you was the 4th one being relieved, and so on and so on. Came in number 1. First person that comes in signs in. You get the leave. Dumbest shit I have ever seen in my entire life. I have never heard this shit before. I never heard this shit before. I just never heard of it. This shit was absolutely insane. So, I've been working security, like I said, for 24 years. I never heard of this number system. If you guys ever heard of it, please let me know. Drop me a line. I would love to know if you heard of this number system, or like relief, because this, I ain't gonna lie to you, this was brand new to me. Brand new. So, there was a guy named Sunday, an African dude. And this guy had no experience. This guy has none. So I don't know how he became a director. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So, long story short, he was trying to be an aspiring comedian. He was trying to show me clips of his ridiculous bullshit acts and this all stupid shit. But anyway, I'm sitting there. I'm number 2. I'm waiting to get relieved. And he's like, so I'm getting ready to go. He said, hey, David, where you going? I know it's the worst accent. I sound like freaking Barney Rebel just now. But I said, I'm leaving. I'm number 2. But got 2 guards here. Oh, it doesn't work that way. I need one more person. I'm sure the man. That don't concern me. Your system says number 2. I'm number 2. It's time for me to go. I don't go by that system. But you have it. So how you not going to go by something you already have? The guy was like really talking in circles, like talking to a wall, talking to a brick wall. So, after a while, I said, fuck that stupid system. The minute the first person came in, I had to sign out and go. Fuck them. That's how bullshit that company was. Yeah. Security USA was garbage. Absolutely garbage company too, as well. If you have guys ever worked for them, ever heard of them, please drop me a line if you have experience with them or heard stories about Security USA. Yeah, drop me a line. Let me know what you think about those weird guys. But yeah, those are my bad companies and work experience in this field, especially those 2 companies. They the worst. I ever worked for. One was in-house, one was contract. Go figure. Excuse me. It was the worst of the worst. And, they were garbage. Absolute garbage. And I was so upset. Especially with Mount Sinai. Security USA, I kind of knew from jump they were garbage, so it was almost like not surprised. Just, that number system shit was the only thing that threw me off. But Mount Sinai really gave me a gut punch. It really, really definitely got me good. That was, I did not see that coming. Yeah, they got me good. So yeah, Mount Sinai was yeah. Yeah, I think that was a life lesson. That was a lesson. That was one of those, like, yeah, hospitals are bad. Hospital security is bad. So I mean, only thing, like I said, I think I said this, if not yesterday, about FSDs. If you only good position in there was the FSD position, then they probably got paid way more than us. Like we was making $22.50. Those guys were probably making 30 and up, probably 40 and up. So they didn't do nothing. They had their own little office. It was literally somewhere in the building. It's hard to find because there was one guy who talked to. I had to go upstairs, turn left, right. It was like a maze to get to his office. But it was. They don't do shit but sleep in their office. They had to deal with the emergency rooms. They dealt with just fire safety shit. That was it, and everything else we dealt with. It was just so stupid. The management was so disorganized. Yeah, guards that had no real experience. They've been there longer than you, but they never been no place else. What I mean by experience, and I said this a few episodes back, I mean by not just the time that you've been doing security, it was 10 years or plus or whatever. It's just how you deal with people, how you know how to maneuver. How you move in this career. And that's what I mean by experience. If you get an irate tenant, like a non-person that has no experience will know what to deal with that. Someone who has 10 or 20 years plus can deal with an irate tenant without losing their cool because that experience kicks in. Working on the radio, know how to talk on the radio, the experience kicks in. Fire drills or even absolutely, emergencies itself. Once again, the experience kicks in. That's what I mean by experience. You just know what to do. Even you had to stay or stand for a certain amount of hours or whatever. They say, you got to stay an extra 8 hours or whatever. I'm not talking about mandate. Just in general, your supervisor tells you, can you stay? You don't have to, but if you can you stay? X, Y, and Z never showed up. You go, okay. You know why? The experience. You know how to deal with that. I can do another 8 because I know how to deal with this. That's what I mean. These guys had none of that type of experience. They didn't know how to deal with it because all they knew was that hospital. So they took, in their mind, I got experience over you. No, you don't. You've been longer in this building more than me, but you don't have no experience. So that's what I mean by experience. So half of them I had experience over, and that place was just garbage. Absolutely, absolutely garbage. But I definitely want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Did you have anything similar to this? What was your worst company? I know all you guys have at least one or two. I only named 2 because I ain't gonna lie. I've been blessed in this career to have those 2 really bad companies. I had some shitty companies, but I know how to deal with it, and it wasn't too bad at the end. These companies were bad. They were the worst. I literally quit. I'm done. Some companies you can ride to a few years. You might bitch about them, but you can ride them out. These companies, I couldn't even do a month or 2 before I was it was time to go. And I rarely do that. You guys, anyone who knows me, I can last 2-3 years. One of my friends, his name is Daryl. He knows me, and he'll know that I can do 5 years straight with a bad company and still hang. But if it's shitty, I'm gone. If it's really getting on my nerves, I'm gone. So, yeah, that was those are my experiences. Definitely want to hear yours. Please drop me a line, guys. Let me know what you think. Definitely still working on my little man on the street. I have to figure out how I'm going to do this. I'm trying to get guys to interview, especially my friend Daryl. I want to interview. I'll do a live podcast with him and his experience in security. He's been doing it longer than me. He has stories that's really good. Definitely my friend Rose. She actually works for the government. She works for Homeland. So I'm trying to get her to come on board. I got to give her a call and see what's up. Maybe I can get on. If not next week, Definitely get on soon. I want to get on as quick as possible. But yeah, what you guys, definitely want to hear from you guys. Drop me a line. Let me know about the podcast and let me know if you like it or not. And I think this is it for me. I think I ranted up enough. I think I blew a gasket. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Great day. Great tour. Be home safe. Always and always practice your PPE. It is getting really dangerous out there, guys. So practice your PPE. Hand sanitize. Wear your mask. All that happiness. And please be safe. Please get home safe. Get to your destination safe. Get to your building or home safe. Same thing. And I'll definitely catch you guys on the flip side. Once again, thank you for listening. This has been David Harnden. And this has been another episode of Radio Check 5x5, 5x5. Until we meet again, my friends. Have a great tour. Be safe and peace.